to find a house in Seoul. As a foreigner, it can be quite challenging. First, there are the ways that most foreigners use, so you can rely on expat Facebook groups or English-speaking realtors, but those come with a premium because they speak English. I'm going to explain the way I did it. Of course, I speak Korean, so I do have an advantage, but I do believe that this way is possible. Even if you speak very little Korean, it will be harder for you, but it is possible. There are some apps that are very well known, like TikBang. Nowadays, the housing market in Seoul is very saturated. When you go on the app, it will be quite hard to find what you want. Of course, it is possible, but you have to spend a lot of time messaging landlords and finding what you want. Houses go out of the market really quickly. So I was looking for a webtoon office, which is a duplex apartment, which I have now. I did open the app, but I couldn't find what I wanted, so I went about it the old-fashioned way. I just went into every real estate agency in Mapugu and some in Sodemunggu because I was looking in that area, and I was just walking for maybe 20 kilometers a day. I don't know, I was walking so much. I was basically entering every real estate agency I saw in the street and asking the same question over and over again. Do you have an office in this budget? Blah blah blah. As I said, the market in Seoul is very, very bad. Like, there's no house available. There are some houses, but they're shitty. I was just asking the same thing and everyone was telling me no, especially because my budget wasn't that high for an office. I was looking for something under 800k for a duplex office, and they were all telling me no. And I probably went to about like 50 real estate agencies in a week. It was kind of insane, but I visited about 10 houses. So this is how to show you like how much the market is like really bad right now for finding a house in Seoul. Out of those 10, maybe half of them were completely out of my criteria. They were really old houses, bigger than I wanted, but like shittier in terms of quality. The very infuriating part about the real estate agencies in Korea is that they all manage a very small perimeter of houses around their office, which means that if you're looking into a broader area, you will have to literally go into every office, into every corner to ask the same question over and again. Maybe there's expensive agencies that like manage big areas. If the office is inside a big building, then they manage a lot of apartments in that big building, or they will just manage houses around like a few streets around the office. It is very limited, so you do have to go into every real estate agency and ask over and over the question. It is very draining. On top of that, when you tell them your criteria, they will tell you, oh, we do have this house, but we're not the ones managing it, another agency is managing it, so we don't have the pictures of it. We can just tell you the address and we can go visit it with the other agent from the other agency. And you're like, okay, I'm looking for a house, let's go, I have no choice. And then you go there, completely outside of what you wanted. Then you just wasted like 30 minutes of your time. And this happened to me so many times. One red flag you should be really careful about as a foreigner is when landlords will tell you that they are not doing 전입신고, the landlord reporting their house to the government. And if they're not willing to do that, that means that they're not going to pay some taxes, so for them it's better because they're saving money. But as a foreigner, you need to officially register your housing with the Seoul government because you're a foreigner and they want to know where you live at all times. As a foreigner, you cannot move into a house that doesn't allow 전입신고. And also 전입신고 is very important because if the landlord cannot give you back your deposit money, there are like systems where like you can get your money back. But so if you do not do 전입신고, you will not be able to get those systems that allow you to get your money back in case the landlord doesn't have the deposit money anymore. Stay tuned for part 2 where I tell you how I moved in and decorated my house.